So once we get tired of drawing function machines, which is a shame of course, we move on to function notation. So here is a function machine, and if my input is x, then the output, well, once I've gone through the first function machine, I'm multiplying by 4, so I get 4x, and then I'm going to add 1, so I get 4x plus 1. So rather than having to draw out this function machine, instead what I can do is I can use this notation. So I'm going to say that f of x is equal to 4x plus 1. This is saying that my function, which I'm going to call f, so here this is the name of the function, so that's the name of the function. So usually, traditionally, we start with f for function, but if we've got more than one function, then we might say g is the next function, so we have g of x. Then you might use h of x for a third function. So f here is the name of the function, and this bit, whatever's inside the brackets, is what you are substituting in, your input. So this is your input, and this is your output. Okay, so this is what you're going to get at the end. So we use this notation because it really kind of like simplifies the process, and I can write down a function very easily then, rather than having to draw it all out. So rather than, if I said to myself, okay, well, let's say I want to know what the output is when the number I'm putting in is 3. So I'll go 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So I know the output's going to be 13. So using my new notation, I would write, well, I want to work out f of 3. So 3 here is the input, and it replaces each of the x. So I've replaced the x here with 3, so I replace the x here with 3. Any x here I replace with 3, so 4 lots of 3 plus 1. 4 times 3 is 12, plus the 1 is 13. And I could then go, well, what is f of 4? Well, that would be 4 lots of 4. Plus 1. So that would be 17. Or I could look at f of 50. And I would have 4 lots of 50 plus 1. So that would be 201. So the function notation that I'm using here really kind of speeds things up and allows me to write things down much more easily, rather than having to draw out function machines.